Close your eyes and imagine the year 1900. A group of Greek sponge divers are battling a ferocious storm in the Mediterranean Sea. They are blown far off course, seeking refuge near the jagged, desolate cliffs of a tiny island called Antikythera. When the winds finally die down, one diver descends 60 meters into the dark, crushing silence of the deep. What he saw down there was not nature. It was a nightmare of rotting bronze and cold marble. He had stumbled upon a massive Roman shipwreck, a ghost ship from the 1st century before Christ. Among the statues of gods and jars of wine, there was a small, unrecognizable lump of rusted metal. It was covered in coral and thick layers of calcified sea mud. For 2 years, this lump was ignored, rotting in the back of a museum, considered a piece of useless junk. Little did they know, they were holding the most important scientific discovery in human history: the mechanical ghost. On a quiet afternoon in May 1902, the lump suddenly cracked open under the heat of the Greek sun. What fell out sent a shockwave through the world of archaeology. Gears, dozens of them, intricate bronze interlocking teeth carved with a precision that defied the laws of history. According to every textbook ever written, the ancient Greeks were supposed to be philosophers and poets, not master engineers of clockwork. This device, now known as the Antikythera Mechanism, should not exist. It is as if someone found a jet engine inside a pharaoh's tomb. For decades, the smartest minds in the world were in total denial. They claimed it was a hoax, or perhaps a modern instrument dropped by a passing ship. They simply could not accept that 2,000 years ago, humans possessed technology that the modern world would not reinvent for another 15 centuries. The first analog computer. As our own technology finally caught up, we began to see inside the machine using high-powered industrial X-rays. What we discovered was a masterpiece of cosmic mathematics. Inside that small wooden box were over 30 bronze gears, all working in perfect harmony. This was the world's first analog computer. By turning a single small crank, the user could calculate the exact positions of the sun and moon with surgical accuracy. It didn't just tell the time, it tracked the very fabric of the heavens. It could predict the exact day and hour of every solar and lunar eclipse for decades into the future. It even calculated the 4-year cycle of the ancient Olympic Games. The complexity was so high that nothing similar would be built by humans again until the cathedral clocks of the 14th century. It raises a haunting question: how much of our history has been lost to the waves? The secret logic of the cosmos. But the mystery goes even deeper than timekeeping. The engineers who built this device understood the universe in ways we are only now beginning to grasp. The mechanism tracked the complex wandering paths of the 5 planets known to the ancients: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Most shockingly, the device even accounted for the moon's elliptical orbit, a mathematical anomaly that requires extreme mechanical precision. This machine was a physical model of the universe, a miniature cosmos made of bronze. The gears were hand-cut with a precision of a fraction of a millimeter. Every tooth, every dial, and every inscription was a testament to a level of genius that history has forgotten. It proves that the ancient world was not a primitive place of superstition, but a world of scientists who could simulate the stars. The shadow of Archimedes. Who was the ghost in the machine? Who was the visionary master who dreamed of a mechanical computer made of gears? All clues lead to one man, Archimedes of Syracuse. History tells us that Archimedes created a mechanical sphere that demonstrated the motions of the heavenly bodies. Could the Antikythera Mechanism be a portable version of his legendary work? Syracuse was the center of mathematical brilliance until the Romans arrived in 212 BC. During the bloody siege of the city, Archimedes was murdered by a Roman soldier while he was focused on a mathematical diagram. With his death, the secrets of the gears were buried under the ashes of war. The Roman Empire was great at building roads and armies, but they did not understand the gears. The knowledge was lost, the blueprints were burned, and the world's only computer was loaded onto a ship only to sink to the bottom of the sea during a storm. The lost Industrial Revolution. Think about the implications of this discovery. If that ship had reached Rome, if the technology of the gears had been combined with the steam power that the Greeks were already experimenting with, the world would be unrecognizable today. We could have had an industrial revolution 2,000 years ago. We could have crossed the oceans in steamships during the time of Christ. We might have reached the stars 1,000 years before our time. The Antikythera Mechanism is a silent witness to a future that never happened. It is a ghost of a timeline where humanity did not fall into the Dark Ages. Instead of progress, we chose war and conquest, and the secret of the computer was left to rust in the freezing darkness of the Mediterranean floor for 2,000 years. A species with amnesia. For over 15 centuries, humanity lived in ignorance. We forgot that we once knew how to map the stars with machines. We looked at the night sky and saw gods, forgetting that our ancestors saw math and mechanics. Today, the original mechanism sits in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, a fragile green skeleton of a lost era. Every time we look at it, we're reminded that human progress is not a straight line. It is a fragile thread that can be snapped at any moment. Are we really the most advanced humans to ever live? Or are we just rediscovering what was already known? The ocean still holds 95% of its secrets. Somewhere down there, in the silent abyss, there are more ships, more machines, and more lost truths waiting to change our story. The final echo. The truth of our past is far more mysterious than any fiction. The Antikythera Mechanism challenges us to look deeper, to question everything we are taught, and to remember that our ancestors were giants of the mind. As we move forward into our own digital age, we must never forget the bronze computer that came before us. If this journey into the lost history of mankind has moved you, then join us on our quest. Hit the like button, subscribe to Astral Oak, and let us explore the shadows of the unknown together.